Hey guys, welcome to The Drop. I'm Neha, and with me I've got the creative director and co-founder of CFx Comics, Yahya, and Ahmad, who's the project manager. Thank you for joining us, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Tell me about CFx Comics and how did it start?
Okay, CFx Comics is Pakistan's premier comic book publishing company, and how it started. I think there are many factors that initiated it. We all are very avid comic book readers, and I'm a huge fan of Image Comics because I like Image Comics more than Marvel or DC because they are more character-oriented stories, and so as we grew on all the local contents like Talimu Tarbiyat, and so we always wanted to create more local stories and local characters, and so this one more thing that happened, like there was a very unfortunate series of events that the attack on APS happened, and
Right.
as in it was very 2014.
It sort of motivated
that was a very
Mustafa to move into this.
Exactly. Mustafa, my business partner, and we were sitting and having a conversation that as an artist and as in writers, what we can do about it, how can we respond to that unfortunate series of events. So as a parent, we were shook to the core that it's a very strange and horrible event that we should be responding somehow in our own capacity.
Right.
So we started with our first project, that was Paasbaan. So it was about countering the CVE aspect of the event. So it's kind of
it was a passion project by Yahya bhai and Mustafa.
So later on it became we pivoted towards a full publishing comic app that was like CFx Comics app.
Right.
So it was like a starting point of it. So
Nice. And your comics tend to deal with like important social issues in South Asia and Middle East. So why is that?
Yeah, so that
I
actually
think
comes
for that
from.
we should talk about Comics for Peace.
Yeah,
program.
so they're both kind of interlinked. So as far as like the Paasbaan series is concerned, that was Yahya bhai and Mustafa responding to something terrible that happened, and
Right.
it was them sort of asking themselves that how do we as artists and writers respond, right? And interestingly, when you give Pakistanis an opportunity to address a large audience, for some reason they just tend to touch upon social topics, like the Comics for Peace
It's
project.
more human. It's more
Relatable.
I think relatable. Yeah, that's the thing. I think
So in our
most
Comics for
programs.
Peace project, what we essentially did was we went around Pakistan, found these 20 amazing university students.
Oh, it was a competitive program.
Yeah.
Almost 1,000 students applied
Yeah.
across the Pakistan. Yeah. We have to build a complex metrics to gauge the talent. Everyone was super talented and all. So
Yeah,
it was
but-
and
And so these 20 students then came up with
So what we did is we spent a year training them. We got the
Right.
best of like local and international comic book writers to train and mentor them. That includes Joshua Desart, who's a brilliant writer, written for like Hellboy and Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing.
Wow.
Yeah. Even
Kaya
local
Ahmed.
Ahmad,
She's
Mustafa
written
Hassan.
Reality Girl, and she's written for Miss Marvel.
Wow.
She was
Yeah,
a consultant.
consultant.
Impressive.
Yeah. She spoke to Stan Lee a day before he died
Yeah.
as well. She told me that story was incredible.
Wow.
And Mustafa, of course, and Yahya bhai, these people guided these students for over the course of a year, and we came up with these 5 incredible comic books that are completely written by these students. And
The
to
concept
get back
art
to
was
your
done by
point,
the students?
yeah, even the
Yeah.
concept art. But to get back to your point,
Social aspect. Right?
each of these because they come from different parts of the country, they have vastly different experiences. Challenges mean something else to each of them, and when we told them that they are given this when we put them in that position that they have to address a large audience, they just instinctively went towards these really, really challenging social topics.
Because that's more personal. There's
and
the content they want to
and
create.
I think a lot of it's clear that this wasn't something that wasn't personal to them. A lot of them did really in-depth research, spoke about things that they themselves have experienced.
Right.
So these comic books talk about discrimination and women's rights and the rights of minorities and education in places where jobs aren't available and what that means. And these are like intricate, complicated
That's the
topics.
sort of like, that's a conversation, a creative conversation that we need to have
Yeah,
in a
definitely.
positive light, I believe.
And it was great to see these kids do
Now,
that. Yeah.
speaking of comic books, the biggest comic geek event of the year,
Yeah.
San Diego Comic Con.
Oh,
I
yes.
believe you were there. Your organization.
Yeah, our
was at
team
least.
is there right
Our
now.
team is there.
They're currently in San Diego. San Diego Comic Con just ended yesterday. And it was an
It's
unbelievable
huge
experience,
event.
man. The pictures that we've received and the stories we're hearing from our team
It's
are
overwhelming.
fantastic.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah, so the entire reason we're there is for these kids.
Right.
So out of these 20, we selected 2 through a very, very difficult process. And 2 of these kids are in San Diego taking Pakistani content there. We're the first
And
Pakistani
they are
comic book company to have a
representing the
booth.
whole
That's
20
wonderful.
students with the first time Pakistani content represented at San
Yeah, we have a booth at
Yes,
San Diego
yeah.
Comic Con, which is like crazy cool, like for us. Yeah.
It is. Now,
a huge- I think
have
150,000,
to, I have to ask about San Diego Comic Con. Like, we're all geeks here. What do you think were the biggest announcements? What are you most looking forward to out of all the things that were announced there?
Oh, representation's really cool this
Representation.
year. Like I'm really excited about a female Thor,
Yes.
female James Bond,
Black Widow movie.
Black Widow movie. Yeah, but Yahya bhai seems to think that. Wait, and I completely
think
agree with him. Like there's.
But that creates the domino effect to get more
Yeah,
original
yeah.
characters because
That's what I'm looking forward
the
to.
more known IPs are created with the diverse backgrounds of characters, so there will be a market for more original characters
Well,
eventually.
let's
That's
hope
what
for
I'm really
that.
excited
Let's
about,
hope for
seeing
that.
the original stuff.
That's all for today. We'll be back with a new drop very soon. Until next time.
We're really excited to share fantastic content with you.
on all the fun topics.
Please subscribe to our channel by
clicking on the subscribe button below.